Ruminating about dual-use material ilmenite as part of my vehicle building. Today is Friday, 3 October 2025, and here I, Tanis Coralee of Seattle, ruminate about incorporating dual-use materials such as ilmenite, a mineral, in my vehicle building. So a dual-use material is defined in the nuclear industry and kind of military industry as a material that can be used for weapons development, design and development, as well as basic science, kind of foundational research. And to be fair, especially like the chemical elements, kind of everything can be weaponized. Ilmenite is a bit different in the sense that it's a mineral, a naturally occurring mineral, and not all of them have been weaponized natural minerals, though they're slowly making their way there. And I'd say that's kind of with the progress of just basic science, things get applied because people want better barriers, say, for their nuclear reactors. So then something that can withstand heavy nuclear bombardment, such as the mineral zircon, might get incorporated. Like, that's an example I've seen at a scientific conference. And so, and this is one for ilmenite. Would I use it in my car designs? So ilmenite is very cool in the iron, titanium, oxygen world for some of its wear properties in relation to interaction with oxygen. And so, yes, I would love to use ilmenite in my designs, and like design inspired by and incorporating ilmenite. I think the biggest thing here is, so if we're to go a way of a non-dual use material, it could be incorporated in weapons design later. And choosing a dual-use material is advantageous in the sense of I already know how it's been used. So it can be like, oh, I don't really want it to be used in a weapon, so I'm going to design it a little bit like this to pull it away from the weapons kind of application, which is possible for dual-use materials because it's already been incorporated, versus something new, then it can be used to take down the world. It's just, so to speak, as open territory. And so it's like, in that sense, in terms of actual safety, a dual-use material from my perspective is advantageous. Some people are like, their whole life is about avoidance and not confronting issues head on, so they don't want that dual-use material. They're like, they won't do it, and then they die, and then it's weaponized, Okay, so, like, I accept reality. Okay. And I also am very much about transparency and honesty. So for me, just being like, yeah, it's been used, that doesn't mean that's what I do. And I realize new stuff can come about because of what I do. And this is a material that I like, a mineral that I like enough, and has, let's be fair, ilmenite is of importance in volcanic systems, volcanic eruptions. I think some of the biggest volcanic eruptions are still like release far more energy than even the biggest nuclear bombs. Okay, so I'm kind of like, you can weaponize it all you want, it's still not going to match nature's volcano over there. So it's a very cool, it's true to my background. I've interacted with this mineral. I've looked at it under the microscope, under like some higher powered chemical stuff. So it's one that, geochemical stuff, it's one that I'm familiar with. I like, and is kind of a sweet spot for me in terms of having personal and research experience with it, but also being like, it can be properly confined and contained, working on, containment, because it's also very powerful in a natural setting. So for me, this material particularly would be a yes, and it is actually something I have thought about and kind of worked on at design level back in as early as the 2010s decade. So that's ruminating about dual-use material. Ilmenite is part of my vehicle building.